When someone asks how you're doing with a chronic illness, the easiest answer to give is, I have good days and bad days. It's a polite, culturally accepted phrase. It keeps the conversation moving by implying an even symmetry between sickness and health. Dr. Bruce Kaplan knows exactly how useful that phrase can be. He's a former clinician, approaching his 70th birthday, and he has been navigating multiple sclerosis for 45 of those years. But recently, while writing about his life with the disease, he had a realization that stopped him. He hasn't had a truly good day in decades. Since his initial diagnosis in 1980, he has not been asymptomatic for a single day. What he actually experiences are less bad days. These are the days where the chronic pain, poor balance, and foot drop are suppressed just enough to be tolerable. The illness becomes background noise rather than the primary focus of every waking moment. A bad day is a relentless, minute-by-minute physical negotiation. The fatigue is so severe that a task as minor as taking a shower or making coffee consumes every drop of available energy, leaving him physically pinned to the bed. This graph tracks how we typically imagine health, a simple line flipping between sick and well. But as the line becomes erratic, it reveals the actual reality of chronic illness. It's a chaotic, unrelenting spectrum that blocks the path to normal health, forcing constant adaptation. That constant need to adapt eventually hits a limit. For Dr. Kaplan, it happened recently when the muscles in his hand went into a severe spasm and simply wouldn't let up. Outwardly, it didn't look dramatic. Inwardly, something broke. The accumulated psychological weight of 45 years of managing, compensating, and pushing through surfaced all at once. It was the crushing feeling that no matter what he does, the disease keeps taking. That deep reservoir of anger and resentment occasionally boils over, and usually the person on the receiving end is his wife, who has stood beside him through the entire ordeal. He regrets it every time, but it exposes a harsh reality. Chronic illness does not stay neatly contained within the body of the person who has the diagnosis. The trauma bleeds out, making it a condition the entire family has to manage. Willpower and emotional endurance alone cannot overcome a progressively deteriorating body. To survive a disease that constantly degrades the nervous system, you need an aggressive biological strategy to bypass the damage entirely. If a roadblock cannot be cleared, the only option left is to build a completely new road. This is the core strategy of adaptation. 20 months ago, Dr. Kaplan began working with a physical therapist using an intervention called the Newbie. It's a device that delivers direct current electrical stimulation to the body. A signal travels down a nerve pathway, but hits damaged myelin and stops dead. The Newbie targets this failure, relying on neuroplasticity to grow new pathways. By forcing direct current into the area, the nervous system constructs a detour to restore communication. This principle of forcing the body to adapt extends to his entire lifestyle. 2.5 years ago, he eliminated plants from his meals, adopting a strict carnivore diet to alter his metabolic functioning. Both the intense electrical therapy and the severe dietary restrictions serve the same purpose. They are aggressive, daily negotiations with a failing physical structure. These tools do not cure multiple sclerosis, and they don't stop the bad days from coming. But they actively dial down the severity of the illness by exploiting the body's hidden capacity to find biological workarounds. When Dr. Kaplan started this neuroplastic therapy 20 months ago, he was barely able to stand without holding onto something, and walking required physical assistance. Recently, during a physical therapy assessment, that baseline shifted. He walked 48 feet across the clinic floor, on his own 2 feet, without a device, and entirely unassisted. Regaining unassisted mobility after 45 years of neurological decline requires a total shift in how the body operates. At nearly 70 years old, every step is a deliberate, conscious negotiation between his intention and his legs. This 48-foot walk was a specific clinical measurement. In his daily life, at the grocery store or moving through his home, the rollator walker remains an essential requirement for stability. Outside the controlled environment of the clinic, the danger of falling remains constant. For safety and distance, he still relies on walking sticks or a transport chair to navigate the world. Dr. Kaplan has accepted that he will never go back to having truly good days. But on the less bad days, he takes whatever energy he has left and focuses it on his family, time with his friends, and finding moments of joy. The process of surviving a chronic illness is the stubborn, daily act of routing around the damage, just to keep standing.